Get your credit back on track. Get your credit back in the groove. Get your credit back on track with Stevens Wealth Solutions.
Why, hello everyone. This is Uncle James here with another awesome video. Now, in this video, we're going to look at some ways, some tips, and some strategies that you can utilize to help lower your living expenses. Okay. Now, currently, I have gone through a reversal of finances due to some health issues that I have experienced. I have a defibrillator. It helps to keep my heart from, doing some irregular beats. And so the defibrillator went off, it fired, and it shocked my heart back into a normal rhythm. Okay. And so as a result of that, I'm not able to work as long or as frequent as I've done in the past. I'm a rideshare driver part-time, and so I had to cut back on that. And so since I had to cut back on my income, since my income has been reduced, I had to cut back on my living expenses. All right. So let's go with these tips here. Number one, it's extremely important that you track your spending. You need to know where your money is being spent. This is extremely important. Number two, you need to get a budget. Now, a lot of people think that a budget is a negative thing. A budget is not negative, okay? You need to look at it as a positive concept. You need to know, you need to allocate your money. But then not only that, you should never, ever spend all of your income. You should save some. You should save a percentage of your income. Now, the suggested percentage is 10%. Now, you may be in a position where you could save the 10%. You may be able to save more than 10%, or you may be able, we can only save a lot less. You may only be able to save 5% or 2%. Whatever it is you can save, you need to start doing that. You should never, ever spend all of your money. You should always put something back. You need to, the suggestion is to live on 80% of your income, no more than 80% of your income. 10% is for savings, you pay yourself first, and then the other 10% is for charity. So you give 10% to charity, whatever charitable organizations you would like to give to. Then you put 10% aside for savings, and then you live off of 80%. All right, that's the suggestion. Now, the next thing that you need to do is reevaluate your subscriptions. You need to look at your subscriptions and see which ones you can actually live without. A lot of the subscriptions that we have, we could do without. I know a lot of people today have chosen to cut their cable back, do some other ways of being entertained. There are a lot of different ways in which you can be entertained today, especially if you have the internet. So this is a very viable option. Then another thing that we suggest is that you reduce your electricity use. Adjust that thermostat and just work with it. Bring those costs down. What we want to do is bring our living expenses down. Then you may want to lower your housing expense. That is, how much does it cost for you to live where you're currently living. You may, want to decrease. You may not, buy the furniture that you're like actually getting ready to buy right now. You may want to put that on hold. You may want to paint. You may want to improve some things, do some home improvement. So you may want to put that expense off, put it to the side. You should consider consolidating your debt to lower your interest rate. This is a very good tool here, a very good strategy to use. Also, you need to increase your insurance premiums. You can do this, just shop around and see if you can bring those premiums down. Eating at home, it costs a lot to eat out, but if you eat at home, you can save a real hefty amount simply by eating at home. And then when you go shopping, make sure you have a list. Have a list. Have a list. Also, number 10, put a freeze on your credit cards. Okay, put a freeze on them so that you don't utilize them. 11, use cash only. Now, the reason they suggest that you use cash only is so that you do not overspend. It's very simple. When you run out of cash, you don't have any more money to spend. Okay, you're not going to use your credit cards. You're going to live off of the cash that you have. Okay, this is a great way of lowering your living expenses. And then pay off outstanding debt. You need to take care of the debt. You need to service that debt. Okay, look at cheaper housing options. You may want to consider a smaller house. You may want to downscale, not just downscale with housing, but you may want to downscale some other areas in your life, like the vehicle that you're driving. Okay, you may need to get something that is a little cheaper to drive, that doesn't cost as much, something that has a better gas mileage. So these are some things that you need to consider. Okay, the goal here is to become wealthy. This is the goal. Okay, 14, shop for cheaper insurance. You can go out there and get cheaper insurance, kind of shop around. I've done this, and I actually found myself saving about $200 when I started shopping around and comparing premiums, especially when it came to auto insurance, to vehicle insurance. It's something that you may want to seriously give some thought to. 15, use the envelope system. Now, I've done this system. It does work. You know, you have several envelopes. You have one for rent, one for food, one for your auto expenses, and then you put money in within each of those envelopes, and you spend money from the envelopes. When there's no more money left in the envelope, then you don't have any more money to spend. Okay, so this works really good. This helps you to really track your spending and see where your money is going. This one here, 24-hour rule on all purchases. This will cut out impulse buying. You need to set a 24-hour rule on all purchases, especially major purchases. Your purchases need to be thought through. Then have some no spending days, days in which you will not spend money. This is extremely important. Extremely important. Make savings a game. Make it into a game. This is a great tool to use. Next, use discount codes and coupons. This will assist you with saving money. I've done this. I haven't really used it. Well, I have used the codes, and I've also used the coupons. The next one, avoid shopping when you're hungry. This is extremely important. You know, when you're hungry and you go into the grocery store, you will find that you will spend more money. But if you kind of, make sure that you have some food in your stomach, you will spend less money. This is really a good tool, a good tip. This is a good one. Remove your credit card from your online accounts. Yes. Remove those credit cards from those online accounts, because what will happen is sometimes they will do an automatic charge, okay? And so you want to avoid that. The way to do it is just take those credit card numbers out. Then look at the next one, is look at the total cost of all or any purchases. What is the total cost if I were to make this purchase? What impact will this purchase have on my budget? Do I have to take money from my rent, or do I have to take money from my car payment to make this purchase. So you need to look at what is the total cost. And then 23, set spending limits. You need to set limits on the things that you purchase. This is what the budget is for, to set those spending limits. Then link savings with splurging. Now, you can splurge, but remember, your splurges are planned. Okay? You put some money aside for splurging. You put some money aside for entertainment, and you spend the money that you have allocated for that. Do not overspend. The goal is you want to start saving. You want to create generational wealth. This is the way that you do it. This is the beginning steps of it. It's kind of like the baby steps. Then we go from the baby steps to the intermediate steps. Then we go to the junior steps, then the senior steps. And then before long, you will be wealthy, and you will then, once you have your personal wealth, then you can begin to create generational wealth for generations to come. And then number 25, you need to plan free activities. Do things that doesn't cost any money or extremely low cost. You can go to the park. It doesn't cost you any money to go to the park. You can go to the park, but you can watch, the Little League, some of the younger kids play at the park. Younger baseball teams, youth athletics. There are many different ways that you can do different free activities. And you will discover that this will help your budget. And you'll be on your way to getting that great credit score, that score of 800, 850. And then you will also start to create generational wealth. This is what this is all about, creating generational wealth. Okay? Now, success leaves clues, and it does. Success does leave clues. And so we're looking at the clues that success leaves. Once you have identified those clues, you then need to execute. You must put into action what you see. Okay? So I've shared with you some strategies on bringing your expenses down. I share with you some strategies on how to save. Okay? Now you need to begin to apply the strategies. As you apply the strategies, you will begin to see a difference, especially when you start saving, when you realize, hey, I will no longer spend all of my income. I will no longer do that. Then you put this into practice. Another thing that you have to put into practice is become a person that has a positive mental attitude. You must have a positive mental attitude. Examples of a positive mental attitude is this. I am designed to do great things. All things work together for my good. There is greatness within, and I will do great things. Now, let me speak this blessing over you. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless you. May He smile upon you. May He be gracious and kind to you. And may He continue to enlarge our territory. This has been James. Have a great day. Take care now.
Get your credit back on track. Get your credit back in the groove. Get your credit back on track with Stevens Wealth Solutions.